but this is kind of a make or break year for the Cavs. Do you think he signs an extension right now?
I think there's
Not
no
this
chance
year.
he signs. I don't think there's any chance he signs an extension there ever. And if it was up to me, I would trade Donovan Mitchell today because I don't think the Cavs are getting as far as they hope to next year. And I don't think he's going to extend. And I think they'll get a lot more for him with 2 summers left than they will with 1 summer left. Now, I also am fully aware that's not what they're going to do. And I understand why they're not going to do it because you perfectly laid out, I think, McMahon, what their thought process was making the deal and where they sit. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do. But me personally, looking at it, I think it's more likely they lose in the first round than 2 rounds. And in that scenario, I don't really see any world where Donovan Mitchell wants to stay there after next season. And to me, I'd be looking at it now and saying, all right, well, if we flip him for a bunch of stuff now, we can start to figure out exactly the kind of team we want to have around these 3 guys and put ourselves in as good a position as possible 3 or 4 years from now to contend. Now, I understand anybody thinking otherwise.
So Donovan doesn't extend, and I'm sure he'll get asked about it at media day, and I'm sure he'll have a very good answer and maybe even a hedge answer, and that'll be interesting. But he knows how to handle these situations before. He handled it before in Utah. I don't expect him to make any proclamation. I expect him to kick the ball down the field.
All right, so that was the Hoop Collective, courtesy of ESPN. These guys chiming in on Spider Mitchell. So if you look at Spider's contract situation right now with the Cleveland Cavaliers, this was a contract that was carried over that he signed his rookie max extension with the Utah Jazz. So he's making 32.6 in this upcoming season, then 34.8, and then a player option for 37. So the question is, does he opt in? Highly doubtful. But does he sign the extension like most of these guys do? Get the bag, secure your future, then request a trade. Now, the only issue is you lose your leverage in those situations, right? He hasn't logged in those years with the Cleveland Cavaliers to say, well, trade me to where I want to go. So does he take the money and then risk losing his leverage down the road if he wants to bail? Does he take the money to stay? Or does he play this thing through the final 2 years, putting more pressure on the Cavaliers to say, hey, are you staying? Are you going? And if not, we got to make a move, as these guys said, to build towards our future. So Spider and the Cavs is going to be an interesting situation to watch. I still have to think he's going to be still highly positioned on the Knicks radar. I've been saying it for months since he's been going to the Cavaliers. I never ruled out the Knicks. You know, a lot of people sent me this soundbite today, but to me, it's nothing new, man. You guys that have been watching this show have known we've been talking about it for months that, you know, Spider and Embiid are still at the top, high on top of the Knicks list. And I have to think that, Spider wants to come here. I would have to think that. No, who wants to stay in Cleveland, man? The place is a dump. So we'll see. We shall see what happens there. Does Cleveland, I don't see him being traded this season. There's no way Cleveland, having gotten rid of a lot of draft picks and young players, marketing to go get Donovan Mitchell and try to compete in the East, I don't think they'll bail on that plan just yet. Maybe after this season, upcoming season, maybe the rumors will start to ratchet up a little bit more. And because they'll certainly have some decisions to make, especially if he does not plan on signing an extension there. So what do you guys think about that? You know, but a lot of teams have the wherewithal to go get him. I like a team like OKC, man. Not necessarily to trade for Spider, but just that they position themselves very, very well to not just compete with a young team in the West, but have the flexibility, have the wherewithal to go out there and make a big splash if they really wanted to, man. They have a lot of talent, a lot of young players, and with Chet coming into the fold now, the OKC is going to be very interesting to watch, man, as a current unit and for the future as they look to build. And, you know, that's just one team that just, you know, is randomly in my head just as far as, you know, how they're going to build and compete for the future, because they have some promising young talent. Absolutely. So some of you guys are tired of the Spider Watch. I for one am as well, but I think it's just a realistic possibility that him and the Knicks are not completely finished. And if you don't think this Cleveland Cavaliers team is going to make much noise, as these guys don't think, I don't particularly think so either. Even with the upgrades that they made to their bench, I think he's coming. I think he's coming, man.